shine. Pour yourself a cup of coffee and tune in to Good Morning Aurora. News, weather, and really cool interviews. Monday through Friday from 8 to 9 a.m.
Ah, it's Monday. Good morning, Aurora. Good morning, Aurora. Good morning, Aurora. The time is 8:01 a.m. and we have a special guest on the show. We have our friend and state representative of the 83rd District, Barb Hernandez.
Good morning, buenos dias.
Oh, yes. Aha, the class.
We're starting good.
Yeah, so official, so official. So, how you been, first of all?
Good. It's been, exciting to go down to Springfield, drive 3 hours, and come back for a few hours and do some work online and get back on the road.
Now, you mentioned that you were driving back today.
I am.
Wow.
Yeah.
How long of a drive is it to Springfield?
3 hours at least.
Yikes.
Yes.
So
I get to do that every week until the end of May, hopefully, if things go well. If
Okay.
things don't go well, then I'm stuck there for the summer.
Oh, well, let's knock on wood, hope things go well. So your office, or rather, you guys have had a lot of successes, some good stuff going on, and you've got some more things happening with the RRF, the Restaurant Revitalization Fund. We'll tell people about that. First of all, for those who don't know you, you're born and raised in Aurora.
I am. I'm a
Right.
Tomcat. I was born in the east side of Aurora. I'm excited to be here. I mean, it's where I love to just hang around and be wherever I can in the community when I am here, at least.
Right. And sipping on Treadwell tea this morning.
am.
We got hibiscus.
I did.
That's out.
I'm not a coffee person, so tea for me is great.
All right. Did you go out anywhere for First Fridays?
I did actually. So I checked out the food truck around like 8 o'clock. So I was
Okay.
already a little bit late. Unfortunately, the empanadas that I wanted from Grumpy Gauchos, they were sold out.
Oh,
So,
damn.
but I ended up going to the I think the new one is the Tavern on Broadway.
Oh,
They have good burgers, so that's where I went.
that's a good place.
Yes.
Yeah, that's a great place. So it was closed and just abandoned and shuttered for such a long time. Now it's an open place.
It is, yes.
Great spot. We hang out there, don't we?
We do.
Yeah,
We do.
We do. Holla.
Best cheese. Well, some of the best cheese curds in the area.
Really? I need to try that
Really
then.
good.
Yeah, me personally, I like their chicken sandwich with no mayo. It's really good. So all the food that I've had there has been great. Sydney Morales says good morning. Greg says good morning. Yeah, Barb Hernandez, proud to have her representing me. Oh, look at the
Aw.
shouts we got.
Thank you.
Good morning
Thank
to
you so
you too,
much.
Victoria Hyla Maldonado. All right, so there is some news that's going on here that we're going to tell folks about. But first of all, for you guys listening out there, we appreciate all of our listeners, fans, subscribers for checking out the show. Thank you very much. It means a lot. And also on Wednesdays, as you guys know, we have Buenos Dias Aurora, where you can learn and practice your Spanish with me, who hardly speaks it at all. Our friend Noelia Ruiz of the SBDC does the translating for us. Really good. All right, so first things first news item. Did you know that type 2 diabetes is preventable? Did you know that?
I think so. Yeah.
Yeah, just a little.
Okay,
So,
all right.
Wait, which one's the one that's if you're just overweight like me and you need to cut out some sugar? Is
I
that
don't know, I
type
should
one?
be asking you that.
Oh yeah. Right. That's the one I need to watch out for with my. I'm drinking my Red Bull.
Yes, watch out. Well, type 2 diabetes is preventable. AMITA Health is serious about helping you take control of your own health, and as part of their community benefit programming, they are offering diabetes prevention education programs at no cost. This will be via Zoom. It's a virtual diabetes prevention program informational session, on Wednesday, the 19th of May. The presentation begins at 5 p.m. Registration is required. We've posted this on our Facebook page, so all you guys have to do is go there, hit that link, and register. Upon registration, you get the link. And for more information, you can call 630-897-4000. That's 630-897-4000. Yeah, so check it out. I didn't know that type 2 diabetes was preventable until I saw
The
that.
flyer.
Yeah. This is a learning show for everybody. So tell us about what it's like being state representative. What's that like?
That's an interesting question. I honestly never really got someone to ask that, so thank you. Now I'm trying to process everything. It's a roller coaster sometimes.
My son asked me what you do, and I
Oh,
was
really?
like, I don't know. I'll ask her.
It's a roller coaster. There's good days, there's bad days.
Right.
It changes a lot. But overall, I do love helping the people,
Mhm.
the community, and getting involved. I do miss the days that we could go to events and greet people and see what activities they're doing or what are some items that they're passionate about.
Right.
Unfortunately, with COVID, that kind of had to stop a little bit. There's a few action items here and there throughout, but it's not the same. I used to go to a lot of events, and now it's kind of like, let me jump onto an event on Zoom.
Yeah, and that's completely different. And I'm glad you brought that up because have you noticed that there's a lack or is there more engagement on Zoom now with the events that you do have, or is it less than it used to be?
It depends on the topic, honestly. For social justice committees, we
Mhm.
have usually up to 20 to 25, 30 people. For events like financial literacy, that might be like 5 or 10 people.
Right.
And it's unfortunate because we do offer everything for free. Like all of our services are for free. And we're just trying to let people know of the free items that are out there that they can get, either financial literacy, college application, or FAFSA, the programs that we're doing with the Hispanic Chamber,
Mhm.
and just getting the applications processed for their grants. Those are all free, and people are able to come to our office and get that. But unfortunately, a lot of people don't.
Right.
And that's why I tried my best to just talk about it with a lot of people so they are aware that our office is a place that they can come in, a safe place, and be able to get those services that they need from the state.
Your office is located at 540 West Galena.
Yes.
And y'all got the good chips in there. They got good chips, y'all. They got Funyuns. They got the good Doritos in there. But yeah, no, it is important. I think that when people understand, or they should understand rather, that A, it's free.
Mhm.
B, if you have problems translating, folks can translate there for you. And you guys always have resources of all kinds. So whether it's from housing, whether it's for these special grants and programs, or just basic stuff, right?
Yeah.
For the people.
Yeah, we have a little bit of everything. And if we don't know the answer, we will do our best to find a way to guide that person to the right organization and resource.
Very cool. The time is 8:09 a.m. and you are listening to and watching Good Morning Aurora, the second largest city's first daily news podcast. And we have special guests in the house, Barb Hernandez, Greg Ellsbury. You know what, Greg? You know what, Greg? You need a T-shirt, brother. I'm gonna make sure you get a T-shirt one of these days, Greg.
He is one of
So-
your biggest fans.
He
I've noticed that.
is.
Yeah.
He is.
He wakes up early just to listen to you. So
Yep. Thank you. Can we get a clap for Greg? Just for him. Yeah. Dora, good morning to you. Aisha Saxon, good morning. And Brooke Shanley, good morning as well. All right. So I want to talk about some good news that I saw happening with yourself and the office. And this was specifically Senate Bill 677. The Alzheimer's Association Illinois Advocacy gave you a lot of good props. They said thank you to you. This is legislation to ensure that all doctors and other healthcare providers serving adults receive basic training on dementia. Very cool.
yes, it's really important. Honestly, so we're gonna get real in just like
Oh,
a
let's-
second. So,
Wait,
so
no, don't do it.
So, Alzheimer's and dementia is something that I'm recently trying to learn more about because my grandma in Mexico is going through that right now. And it's something that frustrates me as a granddaughter, as a family member, because what I'm noticing, and then this might be because of the Latino culture that we have, we don't call it what it is. We don't call Alzheimer's. We don't say dementia. My family at least, says, "Oh, your grandma's just forgetting a few things here and there," and it's like, no, there's a different thing of me forgetting what day it is because I'm so busy to the point of she doesn't know I'm her granddaughter.
Right.
Like that's a whole different aspect. So I've been learning more about Alzheimer's, about dementia. I know I'm here in the United States and she's in Mexico, but I want to do more that can help the community and the Alzheimer's and dementia population because it is hard. It is hard. I don't take care of my grandma because we're so far away.
Mm-hmm.
But whenever I do call her, I can sense it. I can see it. She sometimes, like I said, she has good days and bad days. Sometimes she does remember who I am, and sometimes she doesn't. And I think what hurts the most is that I just met her in 2014 because my parents were undocumented, so we didn't get to go to Mexico at all. So the first time I got to see her was 2014. So we have a short relationship at the moment that unfortunately had to be even shorter because she doesn't remember.
That's one of the things I've always found admirable about public service. It affects you, but you're in a position to do things to help so many other people who are also affected by it. You know, I think that's one of the things that, like I said, I like about public service. Do you think that sometimes it's those cultural beliefs or those cultural like intimacies that make some of these issues worse? Like certain cultures, like we're reluctant to go ask a doctor about that, or in our family that's seen as taboo. Does that hurt?
It does. It really does. I see it a lot in our community, in our Latino community. A lot of people, even simple things like COVID,
Right.
A lot of people didn't want to go get tested because they were scared.
Right.
And this is pretty much the same thing. People just rather say, my grandma is forgetting things or she is not aware of certain things. But it's not like, hey, let's go to the doctor. Let's figure out what exactly it is so we can prepare a little bit better for our family. I've talked to a few family members here in Illinois who have told me, I had to leave my career because I need to take care of my mom that has dementia and so on. And it's hard. It's hard to hear those stories because I go through it. Sometimes I do cry when I'm in the phone with my grandma because I'm trying to get her to understand who I am and so on. And it's not there. So it is frustrating. And I don't know how my mom does it, to be honest. And that's why I want to give her a lot of props because she has dealt with it in a great way. And I haven't seen her cry. I haven't seen her upset. In the beginning she was, but now she's just like trying to talk to her however she can.
Right.
And it's unfortunate because sometimes, like I said, my grandma thinks that sometimes I'm a 1-year-old baby. She goes back to those times like, oh, I know you were pregnant. So how's my granddaughter? And she's 1 year old.
Right.
So that's how she sees me sometimes. So we jump from 1 year old to all of a sudden 28-year-old.
Right.
It's confusing.
My grandma, I'm actually, I'm making laws now. Very talented 1-year-old.
Prestigious, yes.
Yeah, my grandmother went through a similar thing. It started out with just forgetting things every so often, and then as she started getting sicker and sicker, it started like bad. Yeah, it was tough. It's a tough thing to go through, and so that's why I try to be like with my mental health. I try to be more open with it, and like say like people mention like therapy, like, oh yeah, I go to therapy because I feel like once the taboo of like having these diseases like Alzheimer's or depression, anxiety, whatever, once that's more common and accepted, people will be more comfortable talking about it, and then eventually start like, well, when they start noticing issues, going to the doctor right away, getting help for it right away to help like prevent or even like cure these diseases.
Ending the stigma.
Right.
Yep, ending the stigma. And I'm actually rocking that today. Hope for the Day. Been a big shout out or a big supporter of Hope for the Day. So the time is 8:15 a.m. You are listening to and watching Good Morning Aurora, the second largest city's first daily news podcast, and we have State Representative of the 83rd District here, Barbara Hernandez. News item. We need the. I gotta get that music for the.
Oh yeah,
breaking news
a
happenings.
little breaking news.
I just sang it for you guys there.
So someone linked a video.
Oh yeah, Tracy Duran did.
Yeah,
Tracy, we're
if
gonna
you
check
can
that out.
relink that in the chat, then I'll try downloading it later on today.
Our friends of the Quad County African American Chamber of Commerce are hosting something great for the community, a community blood drive. This will be this Friday, the 14th of May, and it'll be held at Hip Hop Fit in Bolingbrook, 639 East Boughton Road, suite number 150. Each donor can save up to 3 lives. Holla. Registration is a must. You must do so with the link that I am going to put in the chat for you guys here. And then also, do not forget, I've been telling you about this for a while, but I want to make sure that you understand. Our friends of Mercy Medical Center are hosting an upcoming free virtual Spanish health workshop for women of color. Health Legacy Program for Women is a free 6-week community-based health program designed for women of color, offering weekly health education, nutrition counseling, exercise, and support group sessions for women. The dates of our program are their program, but it's kind of our program too. The dates of the program are Tuesdays and Thursdays, May 13th through June 24th from 3 to 5 p.m. If interested in joining, you must call 800-757-0202 option 2. That's 800-757-0202 option 2. Whenever I say this, I sound like, right? Like the old school commercials.
Oh, like a jingle.
Yeah. Luna carpets. All right. So you're driving back. Well, first of all, what's Springfield like?
It's a different world.
Is
It
it?
really is.
I've only seen it in pictures. I gotta go sometime.
It's beautiful. It's nice and historic. If you're a political junkie, I think you would enjoy it because you get to just take everything in. You know, Obama used to walk those streets.
Right.
Abraham Lincoln used to walk those streets, and a lot other politicians used to walk those streets. So it's great to just be able to be in that place, in that city, and just take everything in, all the history, all the architecture that still is there. The food is delicious too.
Okay.
So it's in the Capitol. You need to visit the Capitol. It's a great place. Just being underneath the dome and just seeing all the crystals, the lights.
Yeah.
Beautiful. I love to do that sometimes when it's a hard day at work. I just look up and see it, and I'm like, I can't believe I'm working here, and I'm grateful.
I've seen your pictures, and they are inspiring, right? You got the Capitol. You're in there, and there's a picture of you I saw where you're like reading something in the hall where the stuff happens.
Yes.
That feels pretty cool. I look at them like, damn, that'd be awesome, man. That'd be really cool. Your parents are very proud.
They are. They really are.
They're very proud.
I mean, they've been pushing me since day one to get a college degree.
Mm-hmm.
That was their goal. Now I have my master's in public administration just 2 weeks ago. And I mean, I feel like I can do a lot of things, but I know it takes time, but I'm getting there. And I love what I do right now. And, you know, making laws is great. It's a great experience.
Mm-hmm.
And like you said, it could be very influential when it comes to trying to help people in different ways. And whenever I meet someone, I try to always also think about is this something that we can make as a law
Right.
in the future, because it's something that we always need to keep in mind.
Yeah, definitely. And I've seen so many things. So there's a lot of things that I've come to notice about legislating and making laws that I didn't know before. Just watching your work and the work of other like-minded people. Is building consensus the hard part about it, or is it the legalese of everything that goes into it? Is there a
I think honestly it's the legal aspect of it.
Okay.
Because I can make something that sounds great. Like let's say my menstrual hygiene product bill,
Mm-hmm.
that to add into SNAP and WIC and TANF, that was an easy consensus thing. Everybody agreed on it, even the Republicans.
Right.
So that was something that it could easily been passed.
And this is HB 155.
Yes.
Okay.
And that got passed pretty quickly. But I also had another menstrual hygiene product bill, and it was HB 156, yeah. And that one, unfortunately, didn't get a lot of traction when it came to the Republicans. So I wasn't a joint support, mainly because they would include menstrual hygiene products in all bathrooms from 4 through 12. So a lot of people would say, no, I don't want that to happen in my child's school. So that was the argument that people made for the most part. And that unfortunately didn't go through just yet. So it's still pending. And it's all the legal aspect. Is can you amend this? Can you change this language? Can you add this term? And things like that. And it just gets to that point that, well, it's either you run out of time or you might not want to change it as much because you like the intent of it and it might be watered down. So it's always trying to negotiate and find a compromise. But at the same time, there's other times that you can't find a compromise and you just have to go through the bill itself, especially if you already have the 60 votes.
Okay. Jennifer Ryan Mayton, good morning to you, and good morning to our dear friend Norma Peterson. All right. Oh, they hope you're feeling better, BTP.
Oh, I am. Yeah, a little
you.
better. Yeah.
People like
I appreciate
you.
it. Thank you.
We love you. Jennifer Ryan Mayton, good morning, Aurora. Shout out to the kind, well-dressed gentleman that helped my best friend's wheelchair get unstuck in the corner by Cafe 57. Your kindness was appreciated. Oh yeah. That's very cool. Yeah, random act of kindness. All right. You got the TV thing there.
Oh yeah, I saw it. Thank you, Tracy. Thank you. I appreciate it.
All right. Quick news item before we go any further for you guys. My Superpowers Foundation. They are hosting a dog blanket making event to benefit rescued rascals. A free event open to kids ages 5 through 18. But social distancing is required, is required. So it's a free event, but space is limited. The blankets will be donated to Rescued Rascals, a nonprofit with a simple mission to save unwanted, abandoned, abused, and neglected dogs by placing them into loving forever homes. The event's going to be held this Saturday at Heritage Harley Davidson in Lisle. Vroom, vroom. Gear it up, y'all. Gear it up. To accommodate as many kids as possible, there will be 2 sessions, 11 a.m. and 1 p.m. Okay, very cool. So the time is 8:23 a.m. and people are listening to and watching Good Morning Aurora, the second largest city's first daily news podcast. You know, the first time we interviewed you, a long time ago.
That was a long time
ago.
ago.
Last year, we were at Gremlin, but it was very cool. Now, that was at the beginning of the COVID stage.
Mm-hmm.
What's the biggest impact COVID's had in your life personally?
I think the way I do my work. I think that's the main thing. I think doing everything virtually has been a challenge. Honestly,
because you were already doing school and everything. Your
Yes.
whole life is virtual. I feel
Yeah.
so sad for you. We don't got to womp with the womp for Barb. Just for this moment.
Yeah. Yeah. Going to school and then working full time virtually. So I was pretty much just sitting in my kitchen all day, all night. It's easy to forget to eat because you're always on the go.
But Barb, how you stay so skinny?
That and running up the stairs in the Capitol. That's been my workout recently. But yeah, no, it's hard. It is hard. And I know there's a lot of people that depend on the work that I do, a lot of the work that the community does. And I just try my best. That's why I keep going. I can't stop. If people want to have 7 meetings with me today, I mean, I'm going to have them because I know there's a need, and I don't want to deny anyone from reaching out.
Right. So tonight there's a social justice committee meeting that you'll be having virtually. Your office has done this forever.
Yeah, since I started.
Yeah,
since I started 2 years ago.
What's tonight's conversation about?
So we're going to have a special guest. We will talk about the parole system.
Okay.
talk about correctional system as well. We try to focus a little bit more, especially now, with just the legal system. There's a lot of systems.
Right.
And just to educate people what's going on in the community inside, what are some ways that we can make it better, what are some bills that maybe can help in the situation, and get more advocacy from those individuals to, help us pass these bills, because we can't do this alone. If I want to do a bill, that's great. But if I don't have the support of my community
Right.
and of my colleagues, then that bill's never going to go through.
Right.
I do need support, and there's easy ways that the community members can sign up to do witness slips and just say, hey, I, Barbara Hernandez, I'm supporting this.
I learned about witness slips at your office. OMG. I never knew that there was such an apparatus in ILGA, which is ilga.gov, for those of you listeners interested in politics. Holy cow. There's a lot going on in that site, and
There
the witness
is.
slips are just amazing.
You can find the contact of the legislators. You can find the bills that I go through, that I co-sponsored, and even add your own 2 cents on what you think of the bills. Like, do you want this to be passed? Do you not want this to be passed? And it helps us get a feel of what people are thinking about.
So, what is your assessment of the current administration, the Biden administration? How are they doing? On a scale of 1 to 10, 1 being horrendous, 10 being the greatest ever.
Yeah. I honestly haven't paid that much attention, unfortunately, because I've been in Springfield since the beginning of January.
Right.
So I've been focusing a lot on state stuff. But from what I'm seeing, I haven't seen any bad tweets.
Right.
So so I think we're doing a little bit better, I would say. I'm still hoping for that student loan forgiveness program.
Right.
That would help a lot to a lot of people,
No
including
more
myself.
tremendous tweeting.
Yes. And, it's great to see a little bit more of a human side of administration.
Sure, I respect the professionalism. I respect the candor and decorum. I love all of that. I like not waking up to just silliness. You know what I mean? So
Yeah.
it is very
It's
appreciated.
nice that it's boring again.
Yeah, no, that's a good point. Yeah, it is.
It
It's
is.
just it's completely boring.
Yeah.
It's completely boring. So before we get into the next part that we are going to talk about, and we've got some more news for you listeners out there, it's 8:28 a.m. Currently, with what you have going on in Springfield, I think that's the 6-7 or HB 155. Is that currently or
The menstrual hygiene product
Yeah.
bill? Yes.
okay? With that, is there anything that you can preview for us? You got any coming soon or stay tuned?
Well,
items? Anything we
currently that bill is now in the Senate. My
Okay.
colleagues thankfully voted for it. It was a bipartisan bill, and now Senator Karina Villa is having it in the Senate side.
Okay.
So now my baby is her baby, and
All right.
hopefully she'll get it through the Senate. Once the Senate approves it, then it'll come back maybe to me for just approval, last minute approval, and it'll be on the governor's desk, and he will sign it. But there is another component that attaches it to the federal government. So there's waivers in the federal government that we will have to apply for to include it in the SNAP and WIC program, because those are federal programs. So everything,
apply for it. There's the case it could be rejected.
yes.
Okay.
But the likelihood, I don't think that it would be rejected. However, what we did find out throughout the research is that unfortunately there's not a waiver for this program at all. So we're the first in the state pushing for this.
Okay.
My office has been in constant contact with a lot of congressional members
Okay.
to try and make this happen. Hopefully soon I can deliver good news, but it's still work in progress. But yeah, this is something that, like I said, is going to be the first in the state. And I've talked to other legislators across the country. that are also passionate about this, that are willing to pass a bill in their state that would hopefully also get them to the point we are going to be.
Okay.
So it's going to be a nationwide movement. I'm excited for this. And hopefully we'll just help a lot of young menstruators that are unfortunately missing school because they can't afford these products.
Right.
They're missing work and leaving parents to decide, do I buy hygiene products for my daughter or for my wife, or do I pay for food?
Right.
Because it does come down to that, unfortunately.
Yeah, it does. And what a sad state of affairs that we would live in a country like, or that it does come down to that. That's not an indictment on the entire American system, but it is sad when you think about the ability and the wealth of the nation, and people being hindered by issues like that. That is unfortunate. So in downtown Aurora, check this out. There's a great place to shop, support, and find Good Morning Aurora merch. Cottonseed Creative Exchange, located at 8 North Broadway, is a veteran and woman-owned business in the heart of downtown shopping, and it's right down the street from Tavern on Broadway. There you can find Good Morning Aurora t-shirts, and each purchase supports local news, arts, and culture. It's also a place to find locally sourced artwork, merchandise, coffee, and even candles. How cool is that? Head on down to Cottonseed Creative Exchange and tell them you heard about it on Good Morning Aurora. You were right there with it, my man. Yes.
And I do have a shirt, and I love it, and I take it to Springfield with me.
Oh!
So
Give another clap.
Awesome.
I do represent Aurora when I'm in Springfield.
Yes. Thank you. Aurora never had a daily news show, and now we have it. And shouts out to all of you listeners, fans, and subscribers. Also, today in 1994, notable mention, Nelson Mandela became president of South Africa after the long struggle to end apartheid. That is probably some of the best reminding news that I've seen in a while. And a message to our subscribers, hit the bell on Facebook. Click the bell icon on our live video at the beginning, end, and once or twice throughout the broadcast. When a viewer is subscribed, you will know. And when we go live, you guys will see the icon. So make sure that you do that. Subscribe to the show. I think you were like one of our first subscribers ever.
Was I?
Yeah, you were like one of the first people to keep listening to us. Other people were like, this dude sounds weird. I'm hanging up. I'm going to listen to PBS.
You still sound pretty weird, but.
I do, but I try, man. I'm trying my best. Okay. Now, there was an Art and Market Aurora, which took place that just passed, actually, on Saturday. The last Art and Market Aurora is May 22nd, and it's going to be, once again, at Society 57, 100 South River Street. Please support all the local people there, like Dick's Mini Donuts, and then Ndaji Body Oils was there. So lots of good stuff happening. Society 57, check it out, May 22nd. And don't forget Mutual Grounds Walk of Hope, Sunday, May 16th, coming up. And you know what happens this Friday, don't you?
I think we should remind everybody, yeah.
No,
Barb,
I think.
Barb,
Do I?
You know what's going on? Where are you going to be Friday?
Springfield.
Oh, damn.
Yeah, that's going to be the rest of my month.
Well, hold on. Allie says weird is cool. Thank you, Allie. Weird is cool. The Good Morning Aurora anniversary party.
Oh.
Is this Friday.
Really?
At McCarty Mills.
Great location, too.
Yes, it is. So that's on River Street, right down the street from Society 57, and we're going to have a good time. So our 1-year anniversary is actually tomorrow. Tomorrow's a school night. We can't party.
Congratulations!
Yeah, we did it. So it's a really a good thing. It's a blessing that people.
So what time on Friday?
Dig 5 o'clock.
5 o'clock.
5 p.m. Be there. Be at McCarty Mills because it is going down. So what's next? What's next for yourself? And what's next for the office?
You know, I've been thinking about that a lot lately. Before, I like to keep myself busy. So now that I'm done with school, I'm kind of thinking, what's the next thing? What's the next item? I want to learn a little bit more about stocks. So maybe I'll take a class in Wabansi and learn a bit about stocks. But overall, I think in my office, it's just going to keep growing. Learning new things, trying to expand to different organizations, and and try to do more outreach. Now that I think we're able to, I'm gonna start walking again. My team is also walking already.
Oh, Lord.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
so we're going to be knocking on doors, coming to people. If they don't want to come to us, we'll go to them.
Right.
And let them know, like, hey, we're offering these services. We're offering this event. Join us, and so on. So hopefully that'll be coming up soon. But yeah, we're just honestly trying to move along with everybody else and COVID, and hopefully get to the point that we can all be together.
Yeah, it's been tough. Vaccines are rolling out, though. We see that more and more people are getting vaccinated. I think it was, if I'm not mistaken, you guys can double check my figures, but was it 52% of adults have received one shot?
Yes.
Something it was
yes.
not too far away from that,
Mhm.
right? Yeah, that's good.
It is
Good
good.
news.
Yeah,
news.
and I hope a lot more people get the vaccine. There's a lot of new locations in Aurora. I sent an email out recently to nonprofits if they want to team up with me.
Mhm.
We can host one with IDPH, a vaccine clinic
Right.
in their area. So it's, we're just trying to do as much as we can to help the individuals. I also got my first dose a few weeks ago, and I'm getting my next one next week.
Okay.
So I'm excited for that. I did feel a little bit sick afterwards, so
Ugh.
we will see. That's not the only thing I didn't like, but it luckily only lasts like a few hours a day, and that's
Yeah.
it.
Right. What's it like working with the governor?
I don't have a lot of conversations with him.
Okay.
Yeah, because he's
This is one of those outside things. This is, when
No,
you don't
yeah.
know, you ask questions
Yeah,
like this.
no,
like,
and
what's it like
honestly-
with the president, man?
and honestly, when I'm talking to students, that's what I pretty much say. Like, I work with the governor.
Okay.
Because it's the easiest way to describe, like, hey, I'm a legislator. I
Right.
make laws.
Yeah.
And they're like, what do you mean laws? I'm like, and it just gets too complicated. So I'm like, I work with the governor. You know what Obama was doing in the Illinois? They're like, yes. Like, okay, so similar to that.
Right.
Did you work with Obama? I'm like, no, unfortunately, I didn't. I wish, but no. But it's with the governor. I think he has a lot of people working with him.
Mhm.
So I'm always in contact with the legislative team
Okay.
that he has to see what bills are going to go through, if he's coming to Aurora or not for certain events. He's been coming into Aurora a lot lately also.
Yeah, he was just here.
He
JB
was,
Prince-
yeah.
JB, what's happening? Can I get that interview, though? Yeah, but he was here like 2 weeks ago, right?
Yeah, he was.
Something like that,
yeah. So it's just a lot of conversations that we have to have. But working with him personally, it hasn't gotten to that point. We do a lot of things by seniority. So even though I'm a legislator, there's different levels inside that we work on. So if you've been there for more than 10 years, then you're my senior. And I owe you a different side of respect when it comes to bills and so on. There's a lot of unwritten rules and this political thing going on.
It's like high school.
Yes,
Yeah,
it is.
right,
It
yeah,
is.
word
It
up.
honestly is
Can't
like high
sit
school.
here. Like, oh my
Yeah.
God, yeah.
Hopefully my colleagues won't be hearing this, but yeah, it's kind of like high school.
I'm just imagining
Oh, look
just
at the
like
comments.
Right.
Representative whoever just said, yeah, she's cool.
I'm just imagining all the legislators in like a lunchroom, and like all the senior ones are like just like the cool kids hanging out.
Honestly, yes.
And all the juniors are like
we do have a cafeteria closed down because of COVID, but it would be similar to that. You can see all the leaders in one table, all the freshmen in another, and then you like middle people right in there.
Right.
So, and I think I'm now moving towards, instead of a freshman, I'm just like the middle ground, not a
Right. Uh-oh.
senior member completely, but I'm also not a newbie.
Right. Good morning to you, Karina LaFontaine. She's another one of our top people. Good morning, Karina. What'd you do for Mother's Day? How was Mother's Day?
It was good. It was relaxing. I think my mom enjoyed it. She got to just not do anything. Got her some flowers from Blissful Blooms.
Shout out.
Yeah. They're beautiful flowers. And we got some carnitas, some tamales, and just watch movies all day. And I had to pack. I had to pack. That's my weekend routine now.
Right. Oh, yeah.
Do laundry, pack, be ready to go by today.
So Finish that. You said May. You're down there until
May 31st.
until May 31st.
Yes.
Okay. When you do come back, how long will you be here or be around?
If everything goes well, I'll be here from June all the way till October.
Okay.
And then I might have to do veto session in October or November. And then once again, I have to start all over. So January all the way till May 31st.
Okay. So one of the other look at blissful. Look at you guys. See, this is why we have such good. I'm sorry, but I'm looking at the comments. Look at our wonderful friends. They are awesome. Blissful blooms. They are, Allie. Word up. I love flowers too on this show, so we're nature people here. One of the big things once upon a time when we had talked was HB 3653 had not been signed into law. Now it has.
It has.
You guys have been continuing the discussion, however, when it comes to all aspects of social justice, including police reform. How is the battle, in quotations, how is it still going? How are things moving on that front?
It's moving slowly, but it's getting there. I think we have 3 weeks left to work on a trailer bill. And I do know that
What's a trailer bill?
A trailer bill is just like, I guess it's not a cleanup bill. Cleanup bill is usually when you have to go back to an original bill that you pass and maybe just make a few amendments and clean it up a little bit because there might be unintended consequences from it. Technical bill is maybe fix a few things, but maybe you can add a few items as well that was missed. And so note the difference. Clean up, just clean it up. Right. Everything else is fine. But the technical is maybe clean it up a little bit, but maybe add a few items as well. So that's what's going to possibly happen. I know it was promised a long time ago, and actually in January, when this was getting through, my colleague, Representative Slaughter, mentioned, we can do a trailer bill and either clean it up, do some things, and figure out what else we need before the deadline. So that's currently the conversations that are being had with a few of my colleagues and so on.
Okay.
I put in the information that the sheriff, APD, and Jamie Moser gave me, state's attorney. So all the information's there. So we're just waiting to see what's the language going to be so I can go back to those three individuals and say, okay, we have the trailer language. Here you go. What do you think? And what are some items that you'll support? What are some items that you won't? And do that compromise like I mentioned earlier.
Wow. How often do you compromise on your
I try to compromise a lot, to be honest. I like to talk to both sides. Of course, there's other items that maybe they won't be able to compromise, but at least I do talk to them and have those conversations. Honestly, the person that I do like to speak a lot about my bills is my neighbor, Representative Leader Wheeler. He's a Republican, but he is a great... Keith Wheeler, yes.
Oh, the 50th district?
Yes.
Oh, yeah. That's who you did a lot of things with.
Yes.
Yeah.
He's really bipartisan, and I really appreciate that. He's a great guy who is, of course, once again, we don't see eye to eye in certain things, but we do come together, and I do ask him, like, hey, I have this bill. I would love for your support to make it a bipartisan bill. I understand if it can't. What are some ways that maybe I can, fix the language? What are some things that maybe I can get a few of you to vote for it and so on? So I do have those conversations, and he's always been helpful.
The time is 8:44 a.m. You're listening to Good Morning Aurora, the second largest city's first daily news podcast. Ron and Jamie are phenomenal people. They are, Norma. Thank you very much for sharing that with us. And when is the deadline?
I would say May 31st would be the deadline. That's usually when we're done with legislative work. However, because of the redistricting, the remap, we might have to be there until end of June. Okay. So that's why I'm kind of like, I don't know when I'm coming back.
Do people ever yell in that chamber where you're at?
They do.
They do?
They even throw things sometimes.
Really?
Yeah, you need to see. I'll send you the meme. There's a meme of my colleague that's just throwing something across the room. It's interesting. I mean, it's public
really
knowledge.
Like high school.
Yeah. Yeah, but no, there's a few debates that do get heated. I mean, it's expected.
Right.
But we do try to be respectful to each other. I mean, it's something that it's work. We're working, and sometimes it does get a little bit over the line. But
Sure.
Especially if you're
try.
passionate about something, yeah, you're gonna
Yes.
you're
Right.
gonna throw
Yes.
something to get your point across.
Yeah, if I was trying to get there was juvenile prisons.
Mm-hmm.
I think were one of the topics that I was on a social justice committee meeting of yours about. Yeah, right? Like if you're passionate about something, you should be professional, but you should be forceful in your passion. And those are some of the things that I could see like yelling about, you know. I would
Mhm.
I'd throw a stapler, you know, if I was don't, you know, hold on. Have that stricken from the record, because if I do run someday, I don't want you guys to be like,
Not
oh,
at somebody, but just
stapler
maybe
thrower.
throw
Yeah.
it over their head or against the wall.
Yeah, but I would want people to know that, like, no, seriously, you know, we're trying to, in a lot of cases, save lives or prevent wrongdoing. So, yeah, you should be passionate about those kind of things. But that's just my personal opinion on that. All right, quick news for everybody. Aurora Interfaith Food Pantry will be holding a drive-through food giveaway at Fisher Middle School, 1305 Long Grove Drive on this Saturday, the 15th, from 10 a.m. to noon. Food for 200 families will be available on a first-come basis. Items to be distributed include granola bars, fruits and vegetables, peanut butter, pasta sauce, eggs, ground beef, cereal, applesauce, apple juice, and boxed dinners. Shout out to all those great volunteers. Very cool. Very cool. I saw you volunteer once upon a time at the food pantry.
Yes. It was at the food bank in Geneva.
That's what
Yeah.
it was. Northern Illinois Food Bank?
Yes.
Yes. Yep.
Yes.
And then you and Karina Villa did a like shopping thing.
It was a shopping spree. It was so much fun. That was the only shopping spree I'll probably ever get.
Yeah. It was at Jewel, right?
It was at Jewel in Batavia. Yes. It was a great. So we were able to pick two food pantries of our choice. So I picked Marie Wilkinson in my
Okay.
area, and Karina, I believe, Elmhurst or I think around her district. And we met in the morning. We were all in yoga pants and sweatpants,
Okay.
ready to run through the aisles and get the food. And we were really competitive. Me and Karina, we're roommates, and in Springfield. And then, so at work, we were super competitive as well. So she came with her camera and everything ready to go. And I was just like, I'm ready. And she was throwing a lot of shade at me, you know, saying like, you're going to lose. And I was like, oh, it's on. It's
Right.
on. So we had to, I think we only had maybe 5 to 10 minutes to go through aisles and pick items that the food pantry needed. So of course it wasn't easy, to be honest,
Sure.
because it wasn't like I could just get whatever random thing in the shelves. I had to pick non-perishables, bread, healthy items that the food pantry wanted. So I had Brisa Barasa for Mary Wilkinson's food pantry helping me out, telling me like, grab this, grab that, go grab
Okay,
this.
yeah.
But I was just running and grabbing as much as I can. Karina was right behind me yelling at me like, you're going to lose. And it got to the point that I was just throwing whatever thing I could in the
Right.
cart. And we filled like 5 carts and ended up, so between me and all of you, I won. So I won.
There you go. Right.
So we were able to collect a little bit over $2,000 of food
Okay.
for Marie Wilkinson's food pantry. Karina did too, and we were able to just help a lot of people and fill those carts.
Good stuff.
Yeah.
Good stuff. Like to hear that. So, quick other news item for you guys. The Community Foundation of the Fox River Valley is pleased to announce award recipients for the 2021 CFFRV Scholarship Program. Scholarships totaling $1,441,850 for use during the next 4 years were recently awarded to 330 area students. Shouts out
That's
to all
great.
of those students, and shouts out
Yes.
to the Community Foundation of the Fox River Valley. Good news. See, here's the thing, and this is why I like doing news in the morning. you know this, Barb. We wake up in a different mindset than everybody else, right?
Mm-hmm.
The world is yours, dear listener. It is. Be uplifted, be motivated, be happy. You can do a lot in the day. You can donate to good kids and give them a scholarship. You can get tea for your friends. You can help your buddy make a podcast show. There's so much you can do to get involved, but you got to vote.
Yes.
You got to fill out the census, and you got to take part in local government.
Yes. It's really important. And honestly, you get to know a little bit of everything that is going on in the community, and you're able to make changes. You're able to contact me at any time, like honestly, at any time,
Yeah.
and let me know what you think. If there's something that you want to do, an event, you want me to vote on a bill, you want me to create a bill, whatever. It starts from there, but you have to reach out. You do
Right.
have to reach out.
Right. I'm working on a bill right now. I'm working on a bill that will help new podcasts get access to Oprah.
Oh, I don't know if that's gonna who's the sponsor of the bill. I haven't been told that.
Right. Like, that's not on the docket, sir. We gotta get out of here. Security. All right. So the time is 8:51 a.m. Anything we miss? Did we miss anything? BTG?
Shout out the SBDC. The SB.
Oh, I was gonna do that. That's
Okay.
in my. Yeah, I was gonna do that. I
Okay.
was going to definitely do that. Barb, anything that we missed? Something I feel like we're forgetting to tell people. We told them to go to Treadwell. We told them to support local. We told them that your office has resources at 540 West Galena. Oh, did we tell them about the day for the Illinois the Restaurant Revitalization
No.
Fund at your office?
So yeah, my office is doing. We're partnering with the Illinois Chamber of the Hispanic Chamber of Commerce, and they're going to come to my office from, I believe, 9 to 4:30 to help people fill out the forms for the restaurant grant that the federal government passed.
Mhm.
So if anyone has any questions or wants to know more about the application, they can stop by my office at 540 West Galena Boulevard in Aurora, and get the application ready to go. I know there's a lot of people that need assistance, especially in the small businesses, so they can always stop by tomorrow and get that done.
Tomorrow.
Tomorrow,
You
yes.
heard it here. The number one news show in the news you can actually use tomorrow. Just think about that. And it's completely for free.
It is.
It is.
And they can get more information on my Facebook, on the State Representative Barbara Hernandez Facebook page. The little flyers are right there with all
Right.
the information.
Oh, you also have a week or a monthly.
Newsletter, yes. It's
Yeah, that's
coming out
right.
today.
Okay.
I was able to create it yesterday.
Very cool.
So it's going to come out today. And I did add a few other items as well. So if people want me to add their events or their community-friendly advertisements, because I'm not going to just do random advertisements.
Right, yeah.
They can email me at repbarbarahernandez@gmail.com. That's my personal work email. Feel free to reach out to me. And I did add the neighborhood, the neighbor project volunteer thing too. So
Clap. Right. Yeah. Legit stuff, you guys. You can't just, we're not going to advertise that your cousin Kiki is doing hair and all that. No.
No, but there's a lot of things coming up in the office. We also offer free museum passes
Right.
for families, up to 4 people, for pretty much all popular Chicago museums, and the zoo, Brookfield Zoo,
Mm-hmm.
and the Botanical Garden. So every month we open it up to the public to sign up, and they can go for free to the museums and so on. So check that out as well on my Facebook page.
Very cool. Very cool. Well, the time is 8:54 a.m. and you have been listening to and watching Good Morning Aurora, the second largest city's first daily news podcast. Tune into the show on Wednesdays for Buenos Dias, Aurora. Tune into the show on Fridays for Jeanette's Splaining. And subscribe to the show on Spotify, YouTube, iTunes, Apple Podcasts, Google Play, wherever you get your podcasts from. This show has been sponsored by Wabanzi SBDC, on the front lines of helping minorities and women-owned businesses and minorities and women succeed, achieve, and become relevant stakeholders and business partners. And no, that was not written. I freestyled all of that. Didn't it sound? Oh no! Thank you, Christian. Now I am going to go back and record what I said.
I'm clapping them, not you.
Well, thank you. Yeah, shout out to them. Yeah, yep. But yes, this was a great show. Barb, you know the show ends on a positive note. What's the message of the day for the people out there?
No, I'm think about that really quickly. I would say life is too short. If there's something that you want to do, start doing it. Start planning it. I think a lot of people realize that because of COVID now, they want to travel. Do a fun, start saving, travel the world to see what else is out there. But at the end of the day, do what you love. And I think that's what you're doing now.
That is exactly what we are doing. Exactly. Yeah, so that advice, and you'd mentioned something like that once before, like months or almost even last year, like, yeah, especially if it's positive, take what's in you and run forward with it. Like, don't, especially in my case, if you're going to sleep thinking about it, you're waking up thinking about it,
you're just going to get into that loophole and
do it.
That's cycle, and it's not going to be good for you at all.
Exactly. Well, we wish you a safe trip down there in Springfield. We thank you for all the work that you do for the community, and we're proud to be residents of the 83rd District.
Thank you. No, thank you for having me. It was great to be with you all again.
And we're going to do this again, so stay tuned, you guys, and all of you guys out there, have a blessed, positive, wonderful day. Take care of yourself and each other.
I know